The final playoff push is upon us. It's week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports.
Here comes Darius Phillips out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for... Here's Wilson to throw right away. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Jeremy Chin picks it off.
And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line.
Wow, just one snap in, partner, and the complexion of this game has already changed because for the defensive side, they just handed their offense a short field and a big early advantage. And even though it's only the first snap of the game, we're going to look back on this one and see if it has lasting effects as this game moves on.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
A give running left, it's McCaffrey. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina.
Christian McCaffrey, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year.
And the Panthers take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
A huge play there for Denver. 68 yards on the ground. Well, welcome to the party. First carry of the game. How about that?
And just think, as far as he's concerned, he's just getting warmed up.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. They'll try and run. This is Williams. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. A tale of two extremes. First carry, he went for a bundle. His second goes backward.
And how many times have we seen that happen? Because you get that big carry, and you come back and you're all fired up, and sometimes you force a run a little bit, right? Trying to break off that big carry again, and instead it works opposite.
Second down and goal. Wilson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Brian Burns has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Second goal, last thing you need to do is get pushed backwards to take a sack. But he couldn't find anywhere to go with the football. He had to eat it and ended up on the ground.
And now because of the sack, it's third and goal from the 14. Play action. It's Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's back. They are able to get 9 yards out of that, but now it's fourth down.
It's interesting because when I'm watching college football and I'm evaluating guys for the draft now, my list of fullbacks, pure fullbacks, it's a very short list. I'm probably evaluating more punters and kickers now than I am fullbacks, but doesn't matter what you call the position, it's who you put there, and there we saw completion.
So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. A first carry for the Canadian-born Chuba Hubbard. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. 1 yard is the loss. They back up even further to a 3rd and 15.
I think it might be time to move to a different section of the playbook there because back-to-back runs, both for loss. Now they have 3rd and long coming up.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Mayfield looks to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. So on 4th down, here's Johnny Hecker to punt it away. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. That's taken at around the 40. A good kick that time, but also a pretty good 15-yard return. And it'll be a short field for the Broncos as they take over 1st and 10. It's a jet sweep. Wilson with a little pop pass. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30.
67 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
Waste of time.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. They try the left side here with Williams. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Now that's the type of play that'll fire up a defense. Hold them to 1 yard on a 1st down run. It'll be interesting to see if the offense decides to press the run at all or if they'll abandon it now after gaining only 1 on that play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. Again, it's Williams. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6.
I think this thing he nicely bit off. Pretty decent game.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Wilson now to throw on 3rd down. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Broncos have taken the lead.
McManus's point after is good. And the lead is now 10-7. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And that closed up quickly there as he gets it up only to about the 17. Just a yard there, so it brings up a tough 3rd and 12.
This defense for the Broncos, they played really well in the win over the Raiders a week ago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Mayfield to throw it. And he will find the open man. It's DJ Moore.
And he's going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
10-7 our score after 1 right here on EA Sports. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
The Panthers had 7-4 on the year. But Charles, they were losers last time out. What do you think they need to do differently here?
Well, I don't think it needs to be as drastic as burning up last week's game tape or not watching it, but the attitude has to be what's done is done. Let's move on. Put that one behind them. Galvin
trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts, to make him even more frustrated. He's got to gather himself, compose himself, and keep fighting.
Well, he talked a lot about erasing that loss last week, getting back in the win column. We'll see how he responds. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Play action. Now Wilson. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 and the 19. Brian Bowles. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
Someone's closing in on the league lead. And since he came into the game in the top 5, now we have 2 more to his total.
It's 3rd and long now for Wilson and the Broncos after that sack.
Back to throw. Wilson. This will be caught at about the 3.
Yeah, the Broncos are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just did the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
Williams will score. Touchdown, Broncos.
They go I formation. Fullback leads the way for the touchdown. Sort of a lost art, isn't it?
It really is, but sometimes when you're able to bring it back and use it against other teams, they're not prepared for it. They haven't seen it in a while, and now you gain an advantage, and we just saw that advantage result in a touchdown.
Extra point from McManus is good, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, and some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you've got to watch them a little bit because in coverage, they may cut down their gaps a little bit, maybe their splits a little bit in order to try and get to the ball even faster.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. Here's Mayfield.
Trying to get it to Anderson, but it's intercepted.
And he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line.
It's such a costly interception, nearly a pick 6, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this case, you've got to be selective about it and make sure you take care of the football. That interception almost cost them 6 points. Now their defense has to run onto the field, probably giving the quarterback a...
And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score.
Javonte Williams.
His 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game.
And the Broncos are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year. And our score will stay right where it is. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Play action now. Here's Mayfield. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown.
This defense, 3 interceptions now. And, Charles, obviously that one for the pick 6. That gives them a 3-possession lead, and they are really in the driver's seat.
Makes you imagine what that lead could become with another half of football left to play, because the way they're getting after it, partner, 30 points, 40 points, even 50 points, that type of a lead, not out of the question. And neither is another pick 6.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Good footwork at the 30. He's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad, because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. Play fake. Mayfield.
He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble.
Shoves him aside. Touchdown.
Tommy Tremble, 68 yards.
And the Panthers get a bit closer. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And the lead's down to 2 scores now at 16. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
This one fielded at the 5. And able to get this out to the 25.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I'll guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there, because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now. Now, Brandon, that's the way you want to run the football. There should almost be quote bubbles above the offense right now. Bam, boom, biff. That's how they feel good about moving the football.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Throwing is Wilson.
This one complete to Jerry Jeudy. And he's got a first down following a pickup of about 13, as we will take a pause here for the 2-minute warning. And here's a quick throw to Hamler on the edge. And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
On second down, Williams. And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming out.
That's what I like to see out of this defense. A little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them. They did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
From midfield now, here's Wilson.
That's going to be caught by Judy. And he will have a Broncos first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on 3rd down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Now a first down carry. It's Williams.
Down to the 42, 2nd down.
Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Second down at 6 now from the 42.
They go play action now. Wilson. He'll let this go deep for Sutton. And this is caught inside the 5. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Cortland Sutton. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far.
And the Broncos are able to add on to their first half lead.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Now McManus for the extra point. And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
I don't think they need to be reminded of the situation here. I mean, the clock is dwindling. 3-score deficit waiting for them at halftime unless they can get something on the board here before intermission.
First down, Mayfield.
And he'll air this one deep for Anderson.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. This is first and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. To throw, Mayfield. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers.
Terrace Marshall
from 10 yards out.
And the Panthers get a late score here, the final minute of the first half.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And the lead's down to 2 scores now at 16. Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. This will be fielded inside the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Already enjoying a 2-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3 alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. In the first half, they struggled a little bit to keep pace offensively, CD, down 2 scores here. So how do they make some changes coming out of the locker room?
Well, they've studied what they did in the first half. They've seen what the defense has thrown at them. Now they want to have a plan of attack against it. So you come out, you're not going to get all the points back on one drive, but get started on it. Start chopping into that lead, and maybe it'll inspire your defense to help out as well.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Mayfield. That'll be caught by Anderson. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
I'll tell you what, those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
Now a give, right side McCaffrey. And he's got it across midfield and into Denver territory. Now they'll get the yardage on the run and get 15 more for good measure.
Yeah, that wasn't too difficult to spot. You heard the sideline erupting, and the flags came out almost immediately.
So the penalty yards marched off on the face mask. Here's 1st and 10. McCaffrey on the counter. And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Now the Broncos are going to take a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Working with his 2nd and 4. Mayfield down. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete.
Just work with me a second here, because in my lifetime, seeing how quarterback percentages have changed in throwing the football. I mean, back in the good old days, if you were around 50%, you were doing okay. But now, you need to be 65 to 70% to be considered an elite quarterback. And in this ball game, I feel like we're playing old school, right around 50%.
Yeah, he's under 50%. He needs to start hitting more targets. Mayfield from the gun on third down. Throw left side complete. That's Marshall. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
If this were baseball, we'd call this small ball. Instead of pushing it downfield, they throw a short pass trying to pick up the first down, but the defense rallies to the football and stops him short, bringing up a 4th down.
Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. That's complete out right to the tight end, Trimble. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive. A big pickup of 12 yards on 4th down to keep this drive from stalling.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. It's Anderson.
And the Panthers are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
A bit of a catch for him to remember. That's number 400 for his NFL career. Not a bad number at all. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
McCaffrey is into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown.
That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
Mayfield going to try to throw for the 2. And this is going to be intercepted.
Picked up by Michael O.J. Mudia.
Well, as most teams do in their 2-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. And remember, if you pick it off, you get a chance to take it all the way back, get 2 points yourself, right?
Yeah, not the case there. But that's why you got to be really careful with those throws, especially to the outside. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Washington now brings this out.
And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But
oh, he faked it with a juke. Now he's got some room. 30, past the 20.
And they've got this down to about the 12-yard line. And CD, we have seen some great runs the last few times we've been together, but I think we can at least put this one in our top 5. That was a determined gallop there.
Yeah, and this defense has had its share of problems getting guys to the ground. And here's another example. They never should have allowed this play to gain as many yards as it did. But poor tackling early in the play led to big yardage after the fact.
Now Williams running left. He'll get this down inside the 10 for a pickup of about 3.
All right, so they got that one, Charles, against the center.
And let's remember how difficult it is for the center, because remember, he's got to snap the ball to put the play in motion, and sometimes you got that big guy on your nose. You got sometimes where he's coming at you at an angle. It's a difficult job for him to snap the ball and then execute his block.
Now it's Wilson. And he's
wrapped up, taken down, back at the 25. Brian Burns able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his third sack of the afternoon.
Tell you what, he did not have much time there to get in the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of them had almost no chance to block them. They were on him in a hurry.
Now we give up the middle to Williams. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that play.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job standing up in places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
So it's 3rd and long, and defensively not a real surprise there in the dime. Here's Wilson to throw. And this is caught for a Bronco touchdown. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And his guys now an extra point away from taking a 3-score lead.
Well, he's regarded as one of the best athletes among NFL tight ends, Charles, and it certainly was on display right there.
And as we've seen this league continue to grow and develop, I think the tight end position is becoming harder and harder to defend because now it's elite athletes playing that position, not just the big guys who can block. How about his ability to get downfield and make plays against any defense?
McManus's point after is good, and that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions. I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. Room here to run. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Carolina.
Christian McCaffrey.
75 yards.
And the Panthers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
Gonzalez good on the extra point. And the lead is trimmed down to 10. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. This now a 10-point game, so things tightening a little bit after that last score. Throwing on 1st down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And, Charles, you think about what this defense has had to prepare for. They're in for a battle. I mean, they're facing a team that is working on a 6-game winning streak.
And that can be intimidating when you think about it in those terms, but I think what they need to do is make some sort of a statement early in this game, whether it's a turnover, a takeaway, a key sack on 3rd down, a 3-and-out, something that lets the other guys know that you mean business. Figuratively, throw the first punch and make it a good one.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. It'll go as a gain of 25 on a play that started back at the 25.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
117 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
You know, I have a pretty good friend, Charles Davis, who tells me that when he sees plays like that, strong runs to the right, reminds him of the 1960s Green Bay Packers.
Boy, those were the days back when the fullback actually carried the ball as well as blocked. Then you had a halfback. You had pulling guards, guys who could get out and run. And you can hear the great coach saying it back then. So we get a seal here and a seal here, and we run this play right in the alley.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports.
Second and 5.
They'll stay on the ground with Williams. This carry, despite the extra effort, will be stopped short of the 10. It'll be a pickup of a couple, and it leaves him with a 3rd and 3.
Well, doing the sniff that out defensively, he had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
Here's Wilson. And this is caught by Sutton. Touchdown, Broncos. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon.
And the Broncos add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack the defense and take them out of the game.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Throwing, Mayfield. Open man is Robbie Anderson.
And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Mayfield finding Anderson for the Panthers first. Those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. This deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th, but a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, and who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Mayfield looks to throw. There's Tremble, the tight end. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very nice pickup of 33 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
On 1st and 10, Mayfield. He's got Anderson on the slant. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. A 3-score game here late. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things downfield.
Yeah, and we know in this league, a loss is a loss, and no one wants anything to count as a moral victory or, boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. But they trim that lead down to just 2 scores. That's still a benefit to this squad.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Mayfield with it once more. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Ronald Darby. And the Broncos are going to take over a couple of yards shy of midfield. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
After the interception, here's Wilson. Man open left side, it's Williams. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Up the middle, it's Williams. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
The offense on 3rd down, they have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. Off the play fake, here's Wilson. The 20. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And I actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the 3rd quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the 4th quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
Now a man who's been busy this afternoon, it's Williams. And a little bit of space there, takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Whistles now in a timeout defensively. So a wise move as they'll use the first of their timeouts to force one more play before the 2-minute warning. They'll go again from the 3 here on 2nd and goal. They go play action with Wilson. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. They've got it 3rd and goal here as they try to finish off their victory. They'll run it with Williams. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. The holding penalty, that puts them in an unenviable spot here as they try again on 3rd and goal. So on 3rd and goal, Gordon. Call it no gain on the play, so no help there. And now 4th and goal. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. The kick by McManus is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33.
Yeah, we're 33.
Mayfield to throw it. He's got a man, complete. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Here's Mayfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
Touchdown, Panthers. Terrace Marshall with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Panthers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and that cuts this lead down to 13. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Broncos are able to recover, and that should just about wrap this one up. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. They'll hand it off now. Williams. And he'll take this one down to about the 40. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Broncos, their playoff